Okay, now we're going to talk about how the sim tests you every single night and every single day, and your heart is weighed every single time you go to sleep. Okay, you've heard about Anubis, the jackal dog. He likes to weigh your heart and see if it's light as a feather. How do they do that? The only way your heart can be light as a feather is if you have no fear. No fear. And you can't just say, I have no fear. They're going to test that shit. How do they do it? They make you forget who you are, put you into their little testing program, and if you pass, yay! And there's many levels to pass, okay? One of them being the fear of death, which is probably one of the last ones, I would say. I don't really know. But recently, how they've been doing it for me is they have you do a trust fall, okay? And that's why the autumn raw, that's a whole thing. Autumn, the fall, it's all connected, okay? The trust fall, this is why they cross their hearts and hope to die, okay? Because if they don't die, that's their ego getting afraid and reaching out for the root, and then that's where they stop, okay? And they failed. And it's not a failure, it's just a proof that you still have fear, a fear of death. Why do you have a fear of death? Because you haven't conquered it. You haven't fully faced it, and you believe in it. You believe in the fear of death. You think you can die. What God could die? What God who loves you and protects you would let you die? Not my God, okay? So, I was failing it, okay? But then just recently, actually like a few days ago, I passed, okay? Because they make you do this trust fall. And for a while, like you fall for a long time, okay? You fall, and it's like, it gets darker and darker, and then it's like more like a liquid feeling, and you're like, oh my God, is this like ever gonna end? And, it does end. And when you finally get to the bottom, you wake up in a pine box. And it's a pie in a box. Because you're the pie. The humble pie. And that pie in a box, the pine box, guess what it's like? It looks like old Western. And then like a guy comes in and he's like, like that. It's like that. And then it's like a cut screen. So you don't die. I know I could say this to you every single day, but until you're in the actual test, you'll never know if you would pass or fail. So, and in between lives, they do that. Because I remember before I was born, okay? They put me up on this real high ledge, okay? And I was like, I'm so high, I'm afraid of heights, Okay, so that's a thing. We're all afraid of the depths, which is death. And we're all afraid of the heights, which is ultimate glory. And here we are in the in-between, testing ourselves and learning ourselves. But when you overcome both, you become holy, right? You become a whole ye, because you've attained the light of supreme awareness, and you've also attained the dark of the full unknown and just falling into it, because you fully trust your truth within, which is that you can't die because you've woken up to the true self of who you are. Okay. Anyway, I remember being in between, and then like you hear like this voice in your left, because this is the sim voice. No, don't worry, you can't die. I promise you can't die. They help you, okay? They want you to grow. So we think that this program is so negative or whatever, but what it is just us projecting ourselves to ourselves so that we can wrestle with it. This is why the WWE or the WWF is so prominent, because everybody loves wrestling with the self. That's how we learn and grow. All right, this has been a message from my bed with this Father John Misty shirt. He has real good music. You should listen. I like it. He's a great guy. I mean, I don't know. I've never met him, but like I projected that he was very cool, and so maybe he is. Whatever. But this is the third day I've been wearing this in a row, and it doesn't even stink. Mainly because I take showers, but like also I should wash it. Anyway, have a good day. Bye. Oh, and don't forget, go gas someone up, because what you're doing is you're just gassing yourself up at another time. Okay, I love you. Bye. Time isn't real.